Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be starting a new what if, which is what if Tarble had gone to Earth with Goku. I want to explain that the two Saiyans being sent to the same planet isn't intentional. When King Vegeta decides to send his son off planet, he instead decides to send him to Earth. Because he is stronger than everyone there, it will give his son a little bit of a chance to maybe prove his worth as a Saiyan. However, he can just leave his son there for the rest of his life. And no one would ever take note. He doesn't tell anyone where he sent his son. And like normal, when Bardock comes to planet Vegeta, he decides to send Kakarot to Earth, knowing that Frieza might be deciding to blow up the planet. Now, without the two Saiyans talking to each other, they have both sent their sons to the same planet, which is going to change the story a lot. Now, we're going to cut forward to both the first Saiyan pod, which is Tarble, landing on Earth. He was sent a few hours before Kakarot left, so we'll see him land first. Now, I could say the two land in very different places. However, for the sake of a funner story, I'm going to say the two happened to land close enough to each other. There was only maybe an hour or two between them. Now, because it's only an hour difference, Grandpa Gohan does actually see where Tarble crashes. And like he did with Goku, he heads in that direction to see what it was. And when he gets there, he sees a small baby. Not that old, but he is still quite young. Maybe 3 or 2, he doesn't quite know. And he takes Tarble, like he does in canon, and on his way back he feeds the baby a little bit and also just tries to get it to calm down a little bit. It's not aggressive, it's just scared. You also notice the baby has a tail, which is confusing to him. And on the way back, he sees another ship crash. He looks round to Tarble and asks if that was a friend of his, which, doesn't really have a response from the baby, but the old man chuckles to himself. He thought he was pretty clever. Now, when he arrives there, he sees another baby, a bit bigger than the other one, but he can see it also has a tail as well. It does confuse him, because, 2 within the same hour, but he takes Goku as well. He doesn't want to leave a baby out there anyway. Now, he does care for them like he does normally. Like in canon, Goku still becomes Goku by name. However, I've had a small issue with Tarble. I have a few name ideas I like for him. However, none of them I feel like stick. So for this episode, I'll just be referring to him as Tarble. But before next episode, I should have a name ready for him. But if anyone else wants to recommend some name ideas, please go ahead. I would love to hear them. Now, for the most part, everything here goes the same, with Goku getting dropped, hitting his head because he's a bit more aggressive, and when Gohan takes him out for walks, he fights back a little bit, with Tarble being a bit more passive and easier to deal with. When Goku does get dropped, he becomes how he is in canon. And even though Tarble wasn't that much aggressive, over the years Gohan does make him a bit more, calmer and nicer. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't ever aggressive. However, he's much better now. Now, when they get a bit older, Grandpa Gohan still introduces the pair to martial arts, with Tarble being much stronger than Gohan, so Goku's just not even fighting fairly against him. For a rough idea, I've given Tarble a power level of about 400 here, with Goku having a power level of 10 and Grandpa Gohan having a power level of 140. So Tarble is sort of playing his own game here. So when the brothers have a sparring match, most of the time it ends up with Goku losing. However, this does mean he gets a lot stronger, a lot faster. Now, the two brothers here have a super close friendship, and is often found sparring by Grandpa Gohan. Now, unfortunately, even though there's another Saiyan here, and the boys are much more well trained, he still dies to and Ozaru. It is worth noting that he doesn't really stand a chance. Tarble, after I've given him a power level about 400, in a Great 8 state, his power level is 4000. Anyone on the planet who can sense Ki is now aware that the two boys exist. The Great Apes unfortunately kill Grandpa Gohan, and then begin to fight each other, with Tarble clearly being much stronger than Goku here. But before anything major can, happen to Goku, they do revert back to, their human-like state. When the two wake up from being unconscious, they can't find their grandpa anywhere. Like normal, they assume he had become the Dragon Ball, which was Goku's idea. So after a few weeks, they begin to live their life like it normally was. They go hunting, they eat, they train, and Tarble actually finds a lot of enjoyment in this. He doesn't have as much fun training as Goku, but he still enjoys it because he gets to spend time with his, brother, his best friend in the world. And over time, it does make Goku a lot stronger. And I'm going to give him about a power level of about 135, which is a massive improvement from normal. And Tarble will get a minor increase from 400 to 430, which isn't a lot, but you've got to remember Tarble has never really been challenged. Now, a few years go by and both of the boys are 10 now. And one day, when they go to do their normal routine, after fishing, Goku gets hit by a strange machine, knocking him over. However, Tarble gets up to defend his brother, but they both get shot at by Bulma, which doesn't hurt them, but it sort of, makes them a little angry. However, when the two come to the idea that Bulma's a girl and they remember what their grandpa says to treat girls right, the interaction tends to go like it did in canon, with the two showing Bulma the Dragon Ball and her trying to convince, the boys to give it to her. And when she goes to show the pair her panties, with them two finding it gross. But they do want to go help Bulma, and eventually the idea of them journeying to find the Dragon Balls with her happens. Now, we'll go forward a little bit with the pair now travelling with Bulma. Like normal, she still gets kidnapped by the pterodactyl monster. However, because Goku is a lot stronger here, and Tarble is there, this isn't really a threat. Before the girl can be taken into the air, Tarble jumps at the monster, whacks it into the head. Just very hard. It almost kills the poor thing, but luckily it didn't. Now, for the most part, this is going to be how a lot of early Dragon Ball goes. Tarble doesn't really have an equal at the moment. So we'll cut forward a bit, and we'll go to the bit where they decide to set up camp for the night. Now, before they both settle down, they both have a training match, and they also go hunting for some food. They have a bath, and they still sleep on the floor because Bulma is annoying. The next day happens, and before the boys go out and train, Goku still takes Bulma's panties. It's important to mention that Tarble is smarter than his brother, but he didn't actually take note of what Goku was doing until it had already happened, and at that point, he just doesn't choose to talk about it. So while the two are out training, they go to destroy a boulder, but before they do, they find out it's a turtle. And like normal, Turtle explains what happens, and the pair agree to help him. Bulma not so actively willing to help, but she still goes with him because they're her bodyguards at this point. Now, they start carrying Turtle to the ocean, And along the way they do come across the bear thief. However, like I said, this isn't a problem. Goku quickly blitzes the bear, almost kills him, and they continue down on their journey. With them getting turtled down to the beach, they take a moment to look around at the massive open ocean and are happy to see it for the first time. They then tell Turtle, there they go, he's here, with him saying just to wait here, he'll bring them a gift for, helping him. Now, a few minutes or an hour goes by, and eventually Turtle comes back with Roshi, who wants to give them the gift of, the immortal phoenix. However, he doesn't know what happened to it. He does offer them the flying nimbus though, which both can ride. And then an argument breaks out about who gets to fly it first. It turns into a fight, and Tarble wins, so he gets the first fly. And Tarble is loving this, the sense of adventure, and, just the fun he's had so far. It's only been a day. This has been great. Now, some people might think this is a bit out of character for Tarble to be a bit aggressive, but you've got to remember he's grown up with Goku, who as a kid was really aggressive, and he just loves to fight, and he does enjoy the little, play fights those two have. And, he enjoyed defending Bulma the other day. That was nice as well. And after watching the two boys fight, Roshi is curious about how those two have quite a good understanding of martial arts. And he notes the fact how strong the boys are. Sensing how strong Tarble is, Master Roshi is pretty impressed. He is stronger than Master Roshi as well. So when Tarble gets back and Goku has his turn, Roshi asks how does the two boys have a great understanding of martial arts. Tarble explains that, their grandpa Gohan showed them, which makes Roshi excited to hear that his friend and student taught other people, and it seems like these are relatives of his. Roshi asking how is he, and Tarble saying that he went missing a few years ago and they haven't seen him since. Roshi then notes that he also sensed two massive powers a few years ago, so maybe that has something to do with it. He doesn't know. Anyway, he's sad to hear that his old friend is missing, and he offers to train the boys right then and there after seeing how strong they are. Just to sort of say, one, it's a thank you for finding Turtle, and two, it's just a sort of friendly gesture for someone who's related to a friend of his. With the two boys really excited to hear this, training with this guy would be amazing. However, they decide to turn it down for just this point in time. They want to go help Bulma find all of these Dragon Balls to see if, a dragon actually appears. And he understands that and says whenever they're done with that, come and train with him, he'll happily accept them. So this happens, and also after a while, Bulma does notice there is a Dragon Ball around the old man's neck, and she asks if she could have it by any chance. After all, she did help bring the turtle here. But Turtle does say that she didn't really help, she sort of was against the idea. However, Tarble says, well, there is two of us, so why don't you, give us one of the balls and we'll count that as our present. However, Roshi says, well, I did just give you the Nimbus and an offer to train. Roshi isn't an unreasonable guy, but he's trying to see if he can get something interesting off Bulma. And like normal, he does ask to see her panties. And, she does it thinking she's got underwear on. But when Roshi almost dies from a nosebleed, Tarble also gets a bit of a nosebleed, which is weird to him. He doesn't quite understand why. Now, like I said, he's smarter than Goku, and he understands everything about girls a little bit more. However, he hasn't interacted with enough of them to have a full-on interest with them. He's still a kid as well. He's some weird mix between Goku and Vegeta. He's pretty oblivious to some things. His people skills aren't great. He likes fighting, but he isn't super heavy on it like Goku is. But he's not stupid. Like I said, he is just a nice in-between. And his ambition is to pretty much have a family and have a good life. And that's what he wants to do with his life. But anyway, I'll cut back to the story again. Now, with Roshi, like I said, almost dead, he does give Bulma the Dragon Ball. The three get out the Dragon Radar and try and figure out where it is, with the three heading off in that general direction to get the Dragon Ball. However, this is where I'm going to be leaving this part. This is sort of an introduction to this part, and I didn't cover anything major, but I just wanted to introduce the idea to it and sort of show the dynamic of it all. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day or a great night.